Hi, and welcome to another Dear Denny. I'm going to be talking about something that may be actually making your life miserable right now, and that is insomnia. So many people, in fact, 1/3 to 1/2 of all of us, have to deal with insomnia at least once in our life. And if you're one of those people, you know how absolutely debilitating it can be. And there's two types of insomnia. There's the one when you just can't fall asleep and you're laying there and your mind won't shut off and you're thinking, oh my gosh, if I don't go to sleep, I'm going to be miserable and exhausted tomorrow. Then there's the other where you fall asleep great, but you wake up at 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning and you're like, oh my Lord, I'm going to be exhausted tomorrow because I can't go back to sleep. So either one, they're both lousy. So why do we have insomnia? There's multiple reasons. It can be medical, because you're physically hurting from arthritis or back issues, or maybe you have a sinus infection or a cold, something like that. You're hurting or sick. Then there's the second one where it's more of emotional. It can be anxiety or depression. A third is more of a disorder such as restless leg syndrome, or maybe sleep apnea. Another one could be maybe medication you're on, and the side effect is insomnia, right? Also, you can have things like biologically prone. There's some people who actually are genetically predisposed to insomnia, and you're doing everything right, but you can't sleep. Another thing is you just may have a nasty habit that you're not aware of that is creating insomnia. Let's talk about those. One thing that people think that they're doing that helps them sleep, but it's actually creating sleep disturbances, is that nice little glass of wine or little toddy you have at night to help you relax, because of course it's a sedative. Wrong. It might help you fall asleep, but it's actually creating some issues in your sleep pattern. It'll wake you up in the middle of the night, or you don't sleep as good. Your REM isn't there. A second thing is, most of us know that caffeine is a stimulant, and if you do it too close to bedtime, you're just not going to sleep. So watch that. Another thing that you have to watch is nicotine. Nicotine is a stimulant, and some people actually think that that is a sedative and that relaxes them. It actually is not. It can create anxiety and stimulation, not close to bed, all right? Another thing is you've got to watch your medications. A lot of those are side effects, as we talked about earlier. So watch that. Another thing that we do that is really bad for us is those computers, TV, and video games. They can be stimulating, and that white light is actually something that can cause up to 60 minutes after we've watched them, played them, looked at them, to fall asleep afterwards. Turn them off. Even a blue light, which helps you, is better than, is still, a stimulant. So you're better off doing something else. Turn them off, wait well over an hour before you go to sleep. Now, what are some of the consequences of sleep deprivation from insomnia? Well, it can create high blood pressure, heart disease. It can create diabetes type 2. It can create weight gain, depression and anxiety, irritability. It's also something that can cut down on your life expectancy. Your immune system takes a hit because you're not getting enough sleep. It's serious. So not only you're exhausted and dragging, your health is at risk. So some things you need to do to help yourself get a better night's sleep. Make sure the environment you're around is much better. Dark room. Make sure that it's cool. A cooler room you sleep better in. Well ventilated. If you have a partner with you that's making noise, or you're in a really loud room for some reason, it needs to be quiet. If your partner snores, there's devices that can help them with that. And if they're a snorer, have them check for sleep apnea. That's for their health anyway. If you have a pet that's sleeping with you that's distracting you, rethink that. It's for your health. Okay? Also, there are things like warm teas you can drink beforehand, yoga before bed. And the most important thing I want to talk to you about is hypnotherapy. I help people with that all the time. It is so effective because whether you have insomnia where you can't fall asleep or that wakes you up in the middle of the night, it helps you. First of all, you're focusing on that as you fall asleep, because I have recordings that I send home with people. And they're listening to that, and they're learning to relax. They're shutting out all those distractions that are keeping their mind going. And then they fall asleep to something that tells them that if they wake up in the middle of the night, it's very easy for them to fall back asleep. And this is changing your thought process in your mind, the way you think. So this is very successful. There's a lot of studies that show how good it works. And I'm telling you from my clients that I've worked with, it's very successful. I used it. I was a horrible insomniac. I used all kinds of products from prescription to over the counter to everything. And I actually listened to my own recordings and people are like, what? It works. Anyway, if you need help, let me know. Hopefully this has been beneficial. Your health depends on sleep. Make sure you're getting it. Thanks for joining me for Dear Danny. I really appreciate it. Have a great week and look forward to seeing you next week.